I'm Idiotech, and this is You Should Play, a series where I show you games that I'm enjoying because you might enjoy them also. This game is brought to you by Digital Sun and 11-Bit Studios. It's called Moonlighter, as you can see on the screen, and it retails for $20 US. So let's jump in, and I'll tell you what the game's about. So, I've only played this game for 2 or 3 hours so far, but I'm really enjoying myself with it, and there's a couple of reasons why. The first is the art style. It's great. Now, you may not be into pixel art, and that's fine. But good pixel art, there's a big difference between some shitty game that some guy makes and sticks on Steam and like solid, well-made animation and pixel art. In my opinion, the pixel art here is really good. The music's really good. The sound's really good. So production-wise, presentation-wise, this is an enjoyable game to experience. Also, the gameplay loop, obviously. Now, in this case, you play a character called Will. He owns this shop. The idea of the game is that you go into dungeons during the night or the day, depending on how difficult you want the game to be for yourself, and you come back home and then you sell that stuff to people to get gold so you can upgrade your shop and upgrade your town. It's kind of like a roguelike dungeon crawler / an economic simulator. Now, neither element of the game is particularly deep. There are probably better roguelikes out there and better economic sims out there, and there are games like this, such as Racketeer. But when you combine all of its elements together, I'm enjoying it, and the one more run thing works really well for me in this game. I get a little break after each dungeon, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm going to go sell my stuff. And then I'm like, yeah, I'll do another run. Instead of just run, one after another. So this is my town. This is the blacksmith. I hired him to come and work here. Let's talk to him. So I can build various items and different pieces of gear, and they'll give you different types of stats. Now, I do have a few criticisms about this game. One of them being it doesn't seem to have a huge amount of depth when it comes to the itemization. As you can see here, you get swords and shields. Now, these different types of weapons give you different play styles, and I do like that. But there's only a few, and it seems to be the same for every single thing. It's like you either get the staff with elemental damage attached to it, different types, or the one with just more straight physical damage. And to craft these things, you need the things on the right-hand side there. Now, it could do with a bit more itemization, I guess, but so far I'm having a perfectly enjoyable time. But I just think that, 5 weapon choices make it a bit dull for people after a while. But again, I have to point out, this is not the kind of game that's designed to be played forever, like something like Binding of Isaac or Enter the Gungeon. You're not supposed to play this game forever. You play it through, you build up your town, you beat all the bosses and all of the dungeons, and then you're kind of done. That's the experience here. So if you're looking for the endless replayability you get from other roguelikes, that's not what this game is trying to do. It's trying to be an economic simulator / building game and a dungeon crawler. And it's also not a true roguelike in the sense that if you die, you just get kicked out of the dungeon. So let's go down here and let me just show you how this town building works. So if I go over here, you can see the shop. So I can upgrade the shop that I own in various different ways to add more floors and add more rooms and chests and things like that, so I can store more things and sell more things at once. I can also buy specific items. So here I bought the cheap sale box. So if something's not selling particularly well, I can just dump it in there for a discount and it'll sell. I can get rid of some inventory. We've got the iron cash register here. We've got a comfy bed. All of these give you boosts and stats, as you might expect. Next, we have this, which is the ability to upgrade the town. So you can hire a blacksmith. You can hire this woman here who will help you build potions and things like that. And you can craft things and enchantments for your weapons, which is a nice system. And it does add to the lack of real variety when it comes to actual weapons themselves. And then we have the retailer, who I just got, who allows me to just go buy something I might need for a crafting recipe without having to go into a dungeon and search for it, but I have to pay a premium for that. Then we have Hawker, and then we have the banker. So you can see there's a reasonable amount of progression here. I just want to quickly jump into the inventory. This is your bag. You have to store everything in here. When you pick up certain items, they may have modifiers on them, so pay attention to that if you do pick up the game, because it does affect your inventory. We also have a wish list over here. So I'm in the process of building these things at the moment. So actually, I don't need this on my wish list anymore, or that. So I'm in the process of collecting these items so I can build these armor pieces here. So I put those on my wish list. We also have a calendar. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure what that's for. It doesn't seem to have much of a function just yet. I can't even go back and look at previous sale dates. So I don't really know what that's for. I'm going to be honest with you. On top of that, we have the notebook, which will tell us what certain things that we've sold for. So if we scroll through, we might be able to find something that I've tried to sell at one point. Yeah, there we go. So petals and plant flesh, I've sold those before, and I can see what the reactions were to me selling them. You'll understand that a bit better in after we've done a dungeon. So that's how that all works. I'm going to go and jump into a dungeon and show you the core gameplay here. There are two parts to the game. You go to dungeons and you try to kill the monsters and get the loot, and then you sell the stuff. And the most enjoyable part of it for me is the dungeon, the fighting and the challenge of that. But I don't mind the progression element as well. But this is the core aspect right here that we're doing here. Now, as you can see, this is influenced by many other roguelikes, and it has all of the mechanics of a roguelike aside from that permadeath. With one addition, if I hold down the B button, I can teleport out of the dungeon at any time. In fact, if I jump into my inventory here, I'll show you something else. As you progress through the dungeons, you get different items. I got this mirror that allows me to sell things. So if my inventory's full and I need more space while I'm in a dungeon, I can just sell things to this mirror. I don't make as much gold that way, but I can do it. We have this pendant, which allows me to go back to town for a specific cost, in this case 200. And we have this amulet thing that allows me to go back to town, but leave a portal open so I can come back and continue progressing through the dungeon. That's quite nice. Next, we have the dodge roll. This gives you invincibility frames. They're very tight and precise, so you're going to have to get used to using this because it's essential to stay alive. We have the A button in this case. We have the X button, which allows me to do a power attack. I can switch weapons, and now I have my sword, which allows me to do this big swing, and I can do a combo just by tapping A 3 times. The third attack in that combo tends to do more damage depending on the weapon you're using. Now, we should probably talk about why I'm using a controller, because the game's keyboard and mouse support sucks. And it's unfortunate. It really is. So let's jump into the controls section here. It's, yeah, not great. And there's no mouse support. So you might have a problem with that. And if you do, maybe don't pick it up. If you have a controller, I'd very much recommend you use a controller to play this game. So that's a problem. So we're going to go into a room and I'm going to die because I'm not very good at this game. Okay, so these guys are like little turrets. And this game, like roguelikes, you have to learn how the enemies work and how to defeat them. So in this case, they'll shoot roughly where I am at. So I can stand here with this specific sword and do a big swing, and they die. And I'm picking up some stuff here. I can't jump into my inventory just now because I'm in combat, but I will show you what I got in a minute. Okay, and I'm picking up some more stuff. So if we look at my inventory, I've picked up a bunch of crap, right? Now these themselves don't necessarily do anything. I haven't actually picked up anything. Well, I have. I picked up a slingshot, which I think is part of a recipe anyway. So you don't pick up weapons and items like you do in other roguelikes. You pick up items that you can go and sell. Depending on who you are, you may find that unenjoyable or you may find it enjoyable. I personally like it. After a while of playing and getting used to knowing what certain items are and what their value is to me, I'm like, oh man, I just got that and I can sell it for 1,000 gold and that's cool. And I get some thrill and excitement out of that. But if you're the kind of person who really, really likes getting new, interesting weapons every time you loot something, again, this game might not be for you. I think it's kind of a niche game. I do. It's not going to appeal to everyone who likes those roguelikes out there. But for me, it's something a bit different. It takes influences from games like Racketeer pretty heavily, and that's quite an old game with a theme I'm not a huge fan of. This, for me, is a more modern approach with some more modern mechanics, and so far I'm enjoying it. So, let's continue on. You can also break things just by running into them. I've never actually gotten loot out of doing this, but it's kind of like killing the poos in Binding of Isaac. I just did it anyway. I very rarely got loot out of them. I haven't so far in this, but you never know, so I always do it. Okay, let's go to the next room. Okay, so these dudes are a bit of a pain in the ass to kill. What I'm going to do is switch to my ranged and just pew pew at him, because killing him with a sword, as I'll show you, is a little bit of a pain in the ass. So I hit him, and then he hits me very quickly back. So I have to hit him and then dodge roll. And the timing of this can be pretty tricky, and you take some damage sometimes, which I just did there, which is bad. Okay, I got 2 books. I've never picked those up before. What are they? Golem volumes. Okay, cool. They might sell pretty well in my shop. I've never sold them before. Okay, now if I go through here, it's going to take me to a different sort of dimension. It's kind of like secret room sort of situation. Every time I've gone in there, I've died. And I'd rather not die on video, if possible. I'd like to show you some more of the content, so I'm just going to go the other way, and we'll check out some other rooms first. Okay, so we'll go up. Now, sometimes when you enter a room, the doors will close, and sometimes they will not. I'm going to jump over here. Okay. Spin to win. Okay. So you can jump across these gaps by just diving, which is nice. I'm going to crack these pots in case there's stuff in them. And there isn't. That's unfortunate. Dive, dive. Okay. So let's kill this dude. Dive out of the way. Dive out of the way. Dive out of the way. And dive out of the way. Now, there's a difference between that guy I just fought and the guy I fought before. The guy I fought before is a sort of higher level enemy, and he has a different weird attack pattern that I'm not quite used to yet. Okay, these guys are usually pretty simple with this broadsword. Boom, there you go. Not too shabby. And that's broken too. So you're getting the idea at this point, I'm pretty sure. Spin to win, I'm going to get damaged from that. Too late. Okay, now you can carry health potions. I don't have any with me right now. I'll show you how to craft those in a little bit. But if I press the right trigger right now, I could use a health potion. Okay, so this is an adventurer's room you find sometimes. Now, again, I'm not sure if there's supposed to be secrets in here. It plays music like there should be. And you can read this book and you'll get a little bit of information about other people and blah, blah, blah. But if there's a secret here, I don't know what it is yet. Again, this game just came out and I've been playing it before everyone else on the internet's been playing it. So it's, you know, I don't have the access that some people might have in the future to a wiki and things like that to discover those types of things. So it's the kind of thing you just work out as you play. And I've spent a lot of time doing that in this game. Okay, let's spin to win these fools. Get out of the way and we'll kill this little blob. Now these tend to drop little red things that I can use to make health potions, but in this case they did not do that, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay, this is a healing well. Much needed. I think it has about 100 HP in it. I'm not entirely sure on that, but you can't just keep healing at it. You can use about 100 HP's worth of life from it, and that seems to be about it. So use that wisely. Okay, I'm gonna kill this dude. Okay, they're done, and you're done, sir. And you see that last attack did more damage? It seems to be that the last attack in the combo does more damage. Okay, and we open a chest. Chests usually have better items in them. So that fabric sells pretty damn well that I just picked up. Okay, these things fucking suck. I got him, thank God. Okay, the big blob, he traps you, and then the other little blobs just hammer you to death. It's not that enjoyable when he does that to you. Hey, a health potion, nice. So you can see in the top right-hand corner of the screen now, I now have access to a health potion, which is quite useful. Okay, next floor. So just like any other roguelike, we go to the next floor. I'm going to die at some point, or I'm going to leave the dungeon intentionally at some point. I probably won't get to the boss. It's not always that easy. Okay, well maybe. We've got the healing well. Okay, now these dudes, I'm not that great at fighting. Yeah, they have that shield. Not entirely sure how to deal with this guy, to be honest, so this may be the time when I have to tap out, because I don't know how to get past his shield. I think I have to get behind him, obviously. Yeah, so it's just about getting behind him. Okay, that's not too difficult. Should be able to do that just fine. Yeah, he's easy with this, oh shit, with this chest in the way. It's actually quite nice because it seems to be preventing him from turning up to fight me. Okay, and he's done. Nice. Those crystals sell well too. Let's open this. Let's take everything in here. So you see that T destroys one item in the direction shown. So I have to actually put these things in specific areas. So if I put it down there, it's not going to destroy anything below it, right? So there are modifiers and you do have to manage your inventory. It's not just a matter of collecting everything. You can just pick up everything in one button press, but you'll lose some things. Okay, this destroys an item in that direction. Just kind of not something I want. So I'm going to stick this up there. And this destroys an item in that direction, which I also don't want. So I'm going to put that there. So you have to deal with the inventory sometimes. And some people, again, may find that annoying and some people may not. I personally don't mind. Gives me something to think about. All right, let's go to the next room. Okay, you. And you can see the pips above the health bar. That shows you kind of their level, I guess. Damn it. I did not mean to take damage from that. Spin. Too weird. Thank you. And you can go away, sir. All right, so that's that floor conquered, so to speak. I can go explore the rest of it. What I think I might do is go heal up. because I kind of have enough loot. As you can see, I have 18 out of 20, so I'm not hugely interested in loot right now, but I would like to try and progress a little further into the dungeon. So what I could do is I could spend 1,000 gold to get out of here and come back, maybe with some health potions, and I could go sell my loot if I wanted to. I'm not going to do that because I'm not playing this long term right now. I'm just showing you in a video. So I'm just going to jump in and see where we go. See if we can get to the boss. Okay. Nope, not to the boss yet. Okay. Okay, golems. I've never fought these guys before. Okay, let me see how these work. They punch in my general direction. It's not too complicated. But I think the animation's really nice in this game. Alright, let's get these golems. I might get this chest and then leave the dungeon, because that gold chest will probably have some pretty sweet loot in it. And then I can show the other aspect of the game. Sorry this video is going to be a bit longer, guys. It's just how it is with some games. Oh, shit. Especially games with randomness in it like this. By the way, the levels are procedurally generated. There is obvious tile sets involved, though. Okay, so item breaks if you receive too many hits. Ugh, good idea to leave then, I guess. Is that going to destroy things? Destroys one item. Okay, well, I can put that there. Oh, no, I can't, because they're different. That's frustrating. Okay. Immediately sends item. That destroys an item. Okay. It's getting a little complicated. Oh, I need that too. I need this thing. That destroys an item that's down. That's fine. I needed that thing to build the sword I'm looking to build next, I think. These iron bars, what do they sell better than? Pretty much that. Item breaks have received too many hits. Well, I think I'm going to go home now anyway. So let's dump that in there. And then this thing. I don't know what this is, but I imagine it's going to sell better than some... whatever that is, vines. Oh, there's more of them. Yep. And then that one goes there. Okay, I'm cool with that. So let's back out of this dungeon now. Now, I can do it in a couple of ways. I can, if we hit Y, I can go to the $2,000 one and back out, but I only have $2,700, so I kind of don't want to do that right now, honestly. I'm happy to just run the dungeon one more time and get a bit deeper next time. So I'm just going to hit B and back the hell out of here. Okay, so it gives you a list of all the things I killed. I killed 28 things. I opened 3 chests, and this is the items that I got. Back to town. Okay, cool. So at night, you can't sell things. You have to sell during the day. So if you sell during the day, then you go fight at night, but fighting at night is slightly harder, but you get better loot, but you can fight during the day. So, you know, in the beginning, I would suggest fighting during the day, because during the night, there isn't a huge amount you can do. You can craft during the night, but otherwise, there's not a huge amount you can do. Okay, so let's go over here, and let's start the selling process. Now I'll explain this to you. I can go over here and place items. Okay, so I can place things in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this extra cloth in here. Now I've worked out these prices. You can see below I have these prices here. Now, when you sell something to someone or you put something on the table, people will walk up to it and they'll have a specific reaction. They have a sad reaction, they're not going to buy it, and they may eventually even try to steal the item if you don't do something about the price. If you raise it a bit and then they smile, that's fine. They'll buy it for a good price, and that's the right price. If you sell it too low, they'll get these money symbols in their eyes, and you're giving them too good a deal, and they're kind of ripping you off, and you need to adjust your prices. So that's how the pricing works. It's not hugely complicated. So yeah, if you're expecting like some super deep economics in here, you're not going to get that. Let's dump those over and sell them. Okay, and also if I wanted more than 4 spaces on tables, I could upgrade my shop, which is why I'm trying to get money. So you can see like the appeal of it. You may not be into it yourself, but for me, I'm finding this really enjoyable. I really am. It's not crazy difficult. Like, it's not easy, but it's not crazy difficult. It's just kind of a fun, casual game you can play in the evenings and do a bit of progression in. Okay, let's hold A to open the shop. At least I hope you can see what I find appealing in this game. Okay, so we're opening the shop. In fact, let's dump some stuff in the sale box if we have anything crap to get rid of. Yeah, honestly, those can go in the sale box. Those can go in the sale box. These are pretty low-level items, as is this. I really don't care about those things. That I'm going to keep, I think, for making health potions. Everything else I'm going to sell. So people can buy some stuff from the sale box if they choose to. It's going to be super cheap for them. Okay, so we're seeing a reaction now. That guy's happy. So he was happy. He wasn't overjoyed and he wasn't sad. So that means it's the right price, as with the other item. But you can see just there that someone was trying to buy that whetstone. I think it's whetstone. And they were unhappy with the price. So I'm going to lower the price and see if I can get something better for that. Also, if you do play this game, one thing to pick up, you can move this across here and raise the price like this. Don't just count up one at a time. I did that the first time I tried to do it. Yeah, so just a small tip for you there. All right, let's try and sell this stuff. I have no idea what the value of this is. I tend to start at 100, but I think these are rare enough because I've never seen them for them to be worth probably about 2. But we'll have to just try and see how it works. Also, this book over here, I'm going to try and sell that for maybe 300 because I, again, have no idea what its value is. It's better to start high and lower than to start low and raise in this game. Okay. That woman's buying some whetstone. That guy's looking at the whetstone. Ah, I sold it. See, I sold it too low. So now he's overjoyed. I sold the book too low for 300 apparently. Okay, I should have gone higher. All right, I'll sell that. I'll sell that. And I also sold those scrolls too low. So there you go. I just sold incredibly rare items, apparently, for no money. Yay! And that's one of the things you deal with in this game. Okay, let me just dump this in, this in. I need to keep that. I know I do. Let's dump this in and this in. Okay, let's sell those. Those preset prices I think are good. They only have preset prices because I've sold them before. Okay, that was obviously a bad decision to sell it at that price. She got a good deal. Please don't tell me this is undervalued as well. No, that's right. Okay, what about this one? Okay, they're right. So it was just that other item that I sold too cheaply. No one seems to want to buy my sword and shield. You occasionally will get adventurers coming in, and those adventurers will be looking for items like swords and shields and things you've crafted. But I'm just going to keep it up there in case he does decide to pay us a visit. Okay, those things I think are reasonably priced, but we'll learn. Let's see. No, I sold those too cheap. Oh well, at least I'm selling them. I've got my money up to now 5,700. So that's good. I can go craft something, or I could maybe add on to my premises. Okay. It would be nice to upgrade my premises, honestly, because I'd like some more tables so I don't have to keep doing this. Yep. Okay. I think those prices are good. I said that last time and I got ripped off. Please don't be too cheap. No, that was perfect. Okay. And that was perfect. Good, good. As you can see, it's getting darker in the game. And once you hit a certain point, you'll no longer be able to sell items and you'll close shop. Oh, here comes an adventurer. Will you buy my sword and shield, sir? Please don't tell me it's too expensive. It was perfect. Beautiful. That's cool. I've never sold that kind of stuff before. Final item. Yay. All right. Good job. So I went from like 2,500 to almost, no, 7,500. So there you go. I made $5,000 today. And you can see at the end of the day, everything you sold, I made $5,130. Everything I've sold, what the price I sold them for. And I can also go over here and see the demand for those items. So I can see at the moment that iron bars are actually quite high in demand, which usually they're not. So that's something you can keep in mind as well. So that's how the shopping mechanic works. And then really, you just go and upgrade your town and then you go out and do another dungeon. And that's kind of how the game works. And you just do that over and over again and improve your economic situation, improve your shop, hire more people for your town. And that's the game. Now, for me, that's fun. And it's something I've been enjoying doing. I find the combat satisfying. I find it timing based enough and difficult enough to be fun. But as I said, if you're the kind of person who really loves roguelikes and you're into that huge amount of variety and variation and endless gameplay, this is going to be a very different experience for you on that level, and you may not enjoy it. But I think I've shown you enough of the game at this point for you to have a good understanding of how it works. I personally enjoy it. I recommend it to you. Even if it's too expensive for you right now, maybe stick it on your wish list. So no harm in picking it up later. So yeah, That's what I think of it. I think Moonlighter is a pretty good game, and I recommend it to you. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time.